With the back of the trailer, what you're going to need to know for pre-trip. We start with the mud flaps. The mud flaps must be secured to the back of the trailer. They can't be ripped, torn, or excessively worn. Then we go to the bumper, the ICC bumper or DOT bumper. It must be secured to the back of the trailer. No broken welds. It has to be 18 to 24 inches off of the ground. Then we have the license plate. Must be secured to the trailer, must be clean, valid, and up to date. Then we have our lights. We have to make sure all of our lights and turn signals work. We can have your ID lights can be in the bottom center or the top center. There are 3 of them. Your license plate can be clear or white, must be operational. And you've got your door hinges. All your door hinges can't be broken. All bolts present and appear to be tight. Then you've got your door seals. They all have to be present for a tight seal. You need your door locking latch and handles. They must be present and all bolts present and tight. Your hinges and your door latches and door locks all must be present. And all bolts present appear to be tight. Your door holdback chains, or whatever they use to hold the doors back, must be present. You have to have all your reflectors must be present. Flaggers must be secured to the back of the trailer, displayed properly. For sliding tandems, your handle must be in the locked position. All 4 pins, there's 2 on each side, must be in the out position to make sure it's locked. When you want to slide these, you would pull it out, pins would go in, and you're able to slide your tandems and adjust your weight. The air lines then come in and are mounted to the frame of the trailer. The air lines, you look for rub marks, leaking. They must be 18 to 24 inches off the ground. They then go into the relay valve. The relay valve can be broke or leaking. It's attached to the air tank. The air tank is attached to the frame. Then you have more air lines coming out of your relay valve. Here, they go into your brake chambers. The brake chambers are attached to your axle. All bolts appear to be tight. The push rod comes out of your brake chamber and is attached to your slack adjuster with a pin and cotter pin. When checking the play of your slack adjuster with gloves on, you would grab the push rod and pull back, and you should have no more than 1 inch of free play. If it has more than 1 inch of free play, it would have to be adjusted. Here's your S-cam shaft. Your S-cam shaft can be cracked, bent, or broken, or excessively worn. Here is another shot of why they call it an S-cam shaft. Here's your rollers. Your rollers cannot be excessively worn. Here's your brake shoes and your pads. Your pads have to have at least a 1/4 inch of material remaining. The drum must be round, can't be cracked, bent, or broken. No man-made welds. Must not have more than a 1/4 inch of wear on the edges. Must be free of oil, grease, and debris. If you see oil on it, would indicate you probably have a leaky oil seal. Okay, on the safety equipment in the truck, the first thing you need is a 10-pound ABC fire extinguisher, fully charged. It has to be secured in the cab, within the driver's reach, or in the side box, clearly marked where it's at. You have to have 3 red reflective triangles. They can't be cracked, bent, or broke. You have to have 1 spare fuse for every major circuit unless it's equipped with circuit breakers. You have to have a seat belt. It can be ripped, torn, and must be operational. Okay, now we're going to cover the end cab, the windshield and wipers. Windshield must be clean and free of debris. If there is a crack, it can be no larger than 1 inch. Wipers, they can't be torn, bent, broken, or missing, must be flat against the windshield. Okay, we're going to go over the main gauges in the truck for the pre-trip. The main gauges are air pressure, fuel, and oil. Another way to remember it is AFO, air, fuel, oil. Okay, we're going to go over the steering wheel. First of all, it must be round, can't be cracked, bent, or broke. It can't have more than 2 inch or 10 degrees of play on a 20-inch wheel. If it has tilt, must be in the lock position. The steering wheel must be secured to the steering column. All bolts must be tight. City horn and air horn must be operational. Okay, now we're going to go over the pedals. The first thing, the pedals must be well grooved, free of oil, grease, and debris. The pedals must have free range of travel with no obstructions in their way. Clutch pedal has to have 1.5 inches of free plate. Brake pedal must be firm. Okay, we're going to cover the shifter. First of all, it has to have free range of travel, hard rail to hard rail. Next, the select switch must be operational and not leaking. The shaft can't be cracked, bent, or broke. The shift boot must be secured to the floor. The shift boot itself cannot have any rips or tears in it to allow fumes to enter the cab. Okay, we're going to go over the floor. The floor cannot have any holes in it to allow fumes to enter the cab, and it must be free of oil, grease, and debris. Okay, now we're going to do a brake check. The first thing you would do is have it in gear with the truck running. You release your tractor spring brakes, and you're checking your trailer spring brakes. You get a tug to see how they hold. Then you set your tractor spring brakes, release your trailer spring brakes. Again, you give it another tug to see how they hold. Next thing you do is release all your brakes, get the truck rolling 3 to 5 miles an hour, throw your trailer hand brake to check the service brakes on the trailer. The next step you would do is, again, start rolling 3 to 5 miles an hour, hands off the wheel, hit your foot service brake. Now, if the steering wheel would veer right or left, it could indicate a brake out of adjustment, a suspension problem, a low tire, or a shifted load. Okay, now we're going to do a leak down. The first thing we do is start with a fully charged system. Truck must be in gear. Engine off. Now we release our brakes. We're going to have initial loss of 10 to 15 psi, no more than 3 psi per minute thereafter. Then we're going to do our applied. We're going to hold firm, steady pressure. Again, we're going to lose 10 to 15 psi, no more than 4 psi per minute thereafter. Now we're going to turn the key on and start fanning down. So we see our low air warning light and buzzer come on. So we fan down. Now the low air warning light and buzzer are sounding, and it went on before 60 psi. Now we turn the key off and continue to fan down so the trailer brakes will pop. That is to maintain some air in the system so you can still safely pull off the side of the road and to help prevent jackknife. Now between 20 and 40, the tractor brakes will set. That tells us all spring brakes are now applied and our air supply is depleted. Okay, now we're going to go into recovery. First thing you do is put the truck in neutral. Start the truck. We're going to take the RPMs up to 1,000 RPMs. We're going to gain 10 to 15 PSI per minute. Should take 4 to 5 minutes to reach capacity. Okay, now we built the air pressure up to make sure the air warning light buzzer goes off. It went off about 80-85 pounds. Now we're going to start it up and fully charge the system. Okay, the compressor doesn't go back on again until the air pressure drops to below 90 to 100. Then the governor will tell the compressor to go back on, and then it would rebuild to 125 and shut off again. Okay, now we heard the air dryer spit and we built up to 125 PSI, that's capacity. If it fails to shut off at 125 and continues to 150, the pressure relief valve on the primary tank will blow, so that's to prevent any damage to the brake system.